Hi, I'm Bud. Welcome to my channel, 70 Unbroken. What's the purpose of this channel? Well, the main message of this channel is that your age does not define you. And so if you are a person who's a little bit older and there's something you want to do, now in my particular case, trying to get more fit, you can do it. And I'm going to talk about that just a little bit more in a minute, but first, let me tell you my story. So I'm not a professional athlete, never have been. I'm not a trainer. I'm not even really an amateur athlete in terms of competitions, never have been. In fact, I never even played sports in high school. So I'm just a regular guy. But a few years ago, well, actually back in my late 50s, I had a wake-up call, which is very simple. One day I was sitting at my desk and I had to get down on my hands and knees, crawl under the desk, unplug the laptop. Sounds simple. You never heard so much grunting and groaning in your life. It was awful. And I was probably weighed about 30 or 40 pounds more than I do now. And I just decided this is ridiculous. So I went on YouTube and I found out there are a lot of videos on YouTube, exercises. And so I started doing, working out down in the basement of my house. And I did that for quite a while. And then that helped a lot. Then eventually I heard about something called CrossFit and I wanted to try that. So I got up my courage, overcame my intimidation because I found it very intimidating to walk into a CrossFit gym. But I walked in, fell in love with it, really liked it, and starting when I was 68 years old. And that went well for about 9 months, and then, boom, I had a heart attack. So open heart surgery, double bypass, still got the giant scar. If you've had a heart attack, you know all about that. And that took me out of action for about 5 months. Now, some might say, well, all that intense exercise hurt you and caused you to have a heart attack. Nothing could be further from the truth. The doctors told me you should be thankful you've been doing these hard workouts, because that, if it didn't save your life, it certainly has made your recovery much more easier. So after 5 months, I started coming back to the gym, admittedly on a cane. That's how weak I was, but slowly built back up. Now, here just last February, I participated in something called the CrossFit Open. If you don't know what that is, that's an international fitness competition. Of course, I competed in the age group that's appropriate for me. As you might have guessed from my white hair, I'm over 70. In fact, I'm 71 years old. So I competed in that age group, and I came in, out of the 630 old guys that competed, I came in number 160. And that gave me a crazy idea, which is that I want to train a little extra hard and try to get in the top 100 in next year's CrossFit Open Men's 70 Plus division. And then that gave me another crazy idea, which was I wanted to document the process and to share with people the kind of things that I'm learning in this journey, things that apply to people who are aging a little bit. How do you build muscle? How do you keep yourself from losing muscle? How do you work around injuries like the arthritis I have in my shoulder? How much protein do you have to eat when you're getting up in years? Can you safely exercise? Can you do intense exercises? Is it going to hurt you? All that kind of thing I want to share in this channel as I learn. So I'm not a guru, I'm not an expert, but I'm going to share with you what I learned. But the most important thing I want to talk about is the mental challenge of aging. There are a lot of negative messages, I think, that tell us when we start getting some white hair that we need to just sit down and stop. Nothing could be further than the truth. So I want to leave you with this idea that your age doesn't define you. My age doesn't define me. It's what's in your heart that makes you what you are and who you are. That applies to anybody at any age. So please follow me along as I take this journey, and I'll share with you what I'm learning. So if you like what you're hearing, subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button below, and I'll see you on the next video.